Hey cuties, it's your girl Tana Too Cute. Let's talk about Sisters. Season 7, episode 10, y'all. The time is winding down. We are approaching the mid-season finale. This episode 10, is titled The Good Fight. And baby, was it some bows thrown? Is that how you say it? Bow, throw them bows. Okay. Anyway, stay on track. Now, it says Sabrina fears for her job after standing up to her boss, India. Go, Sabrina. Andy, new client, drops a bombshell. And that's right up Hayden's alley, y'all. See, I told y'all Hayden, he's on a mission too. Maurice's date night goes awry, and Gary explodes when Penelope confronts him about his past. Now, see, Penelope brought that on herself. We talked about this on my short. Now, she should have followed Andy's advice or instructions. Let's talk about it.
I feel good.
Wait a minute. Who
I know that I would know. Wow.
So the episode started out with Andy and Sabrina. They're on the phone. Sabrina is talking about, her fertility process, and really realizing how alone she is in this process. And I feel, I mentioned this in a previous video, I really feel sad for Sabrina in this situation because you want that support system by your side when you're going through something, to this degree. It's a serious process. It can be emotional for her as well. And not having that significant other by your side, supporting you each step of the way, it can be a little discouraging. But of course, her sister's going to be there for her as support as well. So they're wishing each other, luck on their endeavors. Sabrina's fertility process, Andy taking on this new client, just really being encouraging to each other that they really got this, right? And then they, decided to meet up later with the other sisters to really catch up. Then it moves on to Zach and Fatima and baby Michael. Hey, baby Michael. Zach is really complaining about, the cost of everything. Yeah, Zach, welcome to the real world. The cost of having a baby, it is expensive, right? So you got custody of baby Michael, and he is now feeling, the cost behind having baby Michael, with the cost of therapy, maybe childcare, and all the other things that come along with that. So this has got Zach in the mindset of, I need to go to Gary and get my money, some of my money out. We'll talk about that in just a minute. So Fatima, basically was telling him, hey, she's going to be working late and she has class. But Zach was like, I was going to meet up with the guys and we was going to do a little, 1-2. Well, Fatima's like, well, no, you might need to find you a babysitter. This is the real world now. You're not going to be able to just jump up and go and hang out with the fellas. You got priorities now right here with baby Michael. So maybe you need to find you a babysitter. All right. So then we move on to Karen. She gets a call from the doctor while she was at the shop, and basically the doctor was saying, or the nurse called her and they was telling her that the doctor needs to see her about her test. And I believe it's the test that she had to get done, the DNA test for the babies. And she got a little worried, but the nurse said the babies are fine, but the doctor did want to speak with her. But did y'all notice how Karen, she took time out to talk with the babies? I mean, she's really, taking on and adapting to this whole pregnancy thing now, ever since she found out she was having twins. I didn't hear her talking to the babies prior to this, but she was talking to the babies and everything. So we'll see what, the outcome of those test results, or what the doctor want to talk to Karen about. What do y'all think is it's about. Anything y'all thinking anything could be possibly wrong, or could it be possibly that one of those babies is going to be Zach's and one of those babies are going to be Aaron? Or who do y'all think is going to be? That's probably what it is. Then we move on to Sabrina. She meets up with her manager, India. India wanted to talk with Sabrina because certain staff members have voiced concerns about her leadership or trusting her leadership. And Sabrina, was taken aback by this comment. Sabrina stood up for herself. Sabrina gave India, exactly what she needed. A cute tell off. A cute tell off. I just made that up. So she told her she's giving this company everything that she has. She's here early, stayed late. She was innocent, and she was owed her job back. And she deserved that job, that promotion that she's, in the running for. And India, really was, quite quiet there and took it all in and just said, hey, well, we'll follow up. So I don't think Sabrina's job is in jeopardy. However, Sabrina is thinking that she messed everything up. But we'll see. But kudos to Sabrina for standing up for herself. Um, then we move on to Andy. She meets up with her big client, Miss Maria. Miss Maria came in there with her all white on and said she doesn't wait for anybody. So she came, on into the office. And she basically was telling Andy that your character was called to question. And we know that her character was called to question by your boy, Gary. But she knew, Miss Maria knew all along, that Gary was full of the BS. But she also went a little further to tell her, I'm hearing that you're a loose woman. Now, y'all remember the manager, the partner, that Mr. Leland, he had the heart attack, and he told her that she was what was the word that he used? I can't even remember, but he told her basically you was loose too. So Miss Maria was saying, hey, I hear you a loose woman, and you should never, poop where you eat. She said the other word, but poop where you eat. And that's true. But Andy reassured her that she's professional. She's going to handle this case professionally, and she's going to get her every penny that she deserves. And Miss Maria was like, and what I don't deserve too. Give me what I deserve and give me what I don't deserve in this divorce case. Okay, Miss Maria. But the bombshell that she, share with Annie is that she want co-counsel. So, and I believe that's going to be Hayden, and that's right up Hayden's alley. A young man. She said young man, but it's Hayden, right, y'all? It's Hayden. All right. So then we move on to Danny and Tony's kids. Now, y'all know this is a hard situation here. Now, remember, Danny is taking steps to prevent, what she was, thinking in her head about what could ruin the relationship. And one of the things that she was thinking that Tony would get back with his ex-wife and then they would be a happy family, they'll get back together. So the therapist challenged her to, how can we fix that, or how can we prevent that from happening? So one of those steps is for her to, of course, get with the kids, start fresh. And that's what she's doing. So she, was meeting up with the kids, and they were being funny and laughing. And then it wanted to kind of go off a little bit. She snatched the phones from them so that they can be attentive to what she was saying. They tried to bribe her a little bit. Well, they did. They got the necklace from her and bribed her out of a few gifts. So we'll see how that, unfolds. as we kind of get to the mid-season finale. So another highlight for me in this episode, Zach goes to see Gary because all along he's been calling Gary because remember he's trying to get his money up because these costs of having kids, he's feeling that. So he goes see Gary and basically asking Gary he want to pull some of his money back or he want his money back. And Gary was basically telling him it doesn't work like that. You just can't pull your money out. This is your, this is your first time investing or something to that degree. But Gary basically was saying, you ain't getting your money. And Zach didn't take that too well. Zach said, run me my money. And Gary said he can't do that. And Zach said, run me my money. And Gary was like, or what? Man, when I tell you Zach went in and just, oh my gosh, he just hit Gary so hard. Oh, Gary, his lip started bleeding or whatever. But Penelope walks in at that point, which brings me to my last highlight of this episode. So, of course, we know that Penelope did not follow Andy's advice or instructions to get as far away from Gary as she possibly can. So she goes to Gary to confront him about the missing girlfriend that he took to prom back in high school. And Gary was like, why are you going digging and snooping for information? You don't know what you're getting yourself into. And Penelope was just, asking questions. What happened to her? What did you do to her? And Gary was like, he didn't have anything to do with her coming up missing. Penelope was like, well, will her parents say the same? I mean, she's going back and forth with him. So Gary probably heating up on the inside and ready to explode. And to the point where he did. She kept pushing and he basically wanted her to get the F out of his office. And she was like, I'm not going anywhere. Or what? You gonna do me the same way you did, the missing girl? And that triggered Gary. So Gary got up and he tossed Penelope on the ground on her stomach, y'all. So this could end up very bad for Penelope. At this point, I don't know if Penelope is going to lose the baby, if everything is going to be okay. But the way the preview for next week's episode, it seems as though he brought someone in to clean up the mess. Where is Penelope? Is Penelope okay, y'all? Those are the highlights for this episode for me, cuties. Y'all let me know what your thoughts are. And look, y'all like up this video, hit subscribe. And look, y'all have a good day on purpose. Bye.